Hello everyone. What is prioritization for a product manager? In yesterday's video, I spoke about the need for a product manager to be able to say no to the different requests coming from all different stakeholders. And how do we say no? We say no by learning the ability to prioritize the different requests which we have various stakeholders in the project or product. We all have the common interest, that is to generate more value in our product. However, how we think about generating that value differ from stakeholder to stakeholder. For example, for a business stakeholder, they primarily focus on delivering the business value, while at the same time, they are not always able to understand the amount of effort it would take for the engineering team to build a particular product or a feature. At the same time, for an engineering team, the prioritization matters in terms of effort. How much code change do they need to make? What all architectural changes would be needed? As a product manager, it is our task to be able to find a fine balance between all these different requests. Now, if you go on Google and search for prioritization, you would see several different frameworks, some like Moscow, then Rice, etc. etc. Moscow is must have, could have, would have, and won't have, and should have. Sorry. Again, Rice is reach, impact, and effort. The reason I'm fumbling while telling these is in real life products or projects, we generally never use these frameworks per se. One of the key things which we use in my experience and for any product manager worth their salt is the impact versus the effort matrix, and that would summarize all these different frameworks. What does it mean? You have to be able to identify the impact or the key value which will be delivered by building a feature. But at the same time, it has to be measured against the amount of effort it would take for the engineering team to build that. For example, you might be able to build a feature which would completely overhaul your current product, but the engineering team would need at least a year to build that product. Would that be able to do much for you as a company, as a team, or give value to the customers? No, right? So, how to identify this? When deciding this matrix, you have to be able to identify the North Star metric of your product. What does that mean? I will delve deeper into that in future videos, but just to give an example, it is the vision of the strategy or the strategic vision of the product which has been decided upon, and everything should be aligned towards that. To give a simple example, if you are an e-commerce platform, your North Star metric is to provide a seamless buying experience for your customers. A customer opens Amazon.com, they are able to seamlessly find the product they are looking for example, a refrigerator. They are seamlessly able to add that to the cart, and then if there are any discounts available, they should be able to apply those discounts, and then they should be able to check out, pay securely along the way. So this is all the process steps which are involved. Would the customer be interested if you just add some shiny new features to this, you add AI to this? No. What they would be interested in having this whole experience as seamless as possible, and that is your North Star metric. Whatever you do in the background, whatever you change in the UX UI, that is the main value which the customer is looking for, and that is what you should be focused on. So that must be aligned with the impact versus effort matrix. You can break down the product features or the new feature requests into something we used to call like sand, pebbles, and rocks. The sand being the quick wins, which would be done in say 2 sprints, which is like 1 month. The pebbles could be done probably in like more say 1 quarter or 2 quarters, which would deliver some immediate value to the customer. But then there are these rocks or boulders, which are the big structural changes to a product, which would involve maybe pivot to the product or the current project you're working on. So all these things which ultimately should be guided by the North Star metric. So that is how you should decide on prioritization. How to do it then? It comes with experience. It comes by talking to all your stakeholders, your business and tech. That is why we have to organize workshops, sometimes individually with the business team and the tech team, sometimes together with them, so that they are all on the same page. And as product managers, that is our job, to bring everyone to the same page, to convince everyone at least that all the strategic vision of the product in building these different features in this particular sequence is aligned in delivering the maximum value to the end customer. That is our job, and that is how prioritization works. Thank you.